Do you want to know what really keeps someone awake at night after they've shattered your trust? It isn't the paragraphs of angry text messages you send at 2 a.m. It isn't the chaotic dance of blocking them, then unblocking them just to see if they're viewing your stories. And it is definitely not those passive-aggressive quotes you post, desperately hinting at the pain they caused. Listen to me closely, all of that is just noise. And noise is cheap. Noise tells them they still have you hooked. The greatest punishment you can deliver to someone who betrayed you isn't hatred. It isn't rage. It is total and complete erasure. Today, I am going to hand you 5 silent habits. These aren't petty tricks, these are 5 psychological strikes that cut deeper than any words you could ever scream. This is the strategy of the strong. This is Stoicism in motion. And when you execute these habits, something strange begins to happen. The tables turn completely. The arrogant ones, the ones who left you, dismissed you, and treated you like an option, start becoming obsessed with you. They begin to feel a creeping guilt they can't shake. They start watching you from a distance. And yes, some of them will even come crawling back, begging for the place they once held in your life. But here is the best part. By the time they finally come back, and they almost always do, you will realize something profound. You don't need them anymore. Forget the soft, sentimental advice floating around out there. It's time to become unbreakable. Let's begin. Habit 1. Treat them like a stranger. When someone deeply hurts you, their ego is primed and waiting for a show. They are expecting a reaction that matches the magnitude of their betrayal. They expect tears. They expect shouting matches in the street. They expect you to fall apart completely. Why do they want this? Because both extreme reactions, desperate, clinging love versus furious, burning anger, send the exact same message to their ego: you still matter to me. You still hold the remote control to my emotions. Do not give them that satisfaction. Instead, you are going to give them the treatment of a stranger. Once the wound is inflicted, the door slams shut. You show no anger. You show no sadness. You become empty. If you accidentally bump into them on the street, or see them at a social gathering, you do not run away, and you do not confront them. You offer a slight, polite nod. Maybe a brief, hi. And then you keep walking. There is no emotion in your eyes. No stopping to clear the air. No accusing looks. You are polite, but you are as cold as ice. This single act shatters their mind into 1,000 pieces. Why? Because it creates a terrifying void inside their ego. They begin to spiral. They ask themselves, wait, do I mean nothing now? Yesterday I was the center of their universe, the cause of all their pain. Why am I invisible today? Was I replaced this quickly? In Stoic philosophy, we learn to rigorously separate ourselves from external disturbances. You are reducing them from a vital variable in your life to a nameless passerby. You are deleting them from the operating system of your reality, the same way you delete a glitchy, useless app from your phone without a second thought. They are not an enemy. They are not a friend. They are nothing. Remember this: hatred is not the opposite of love. Indifference is. When you treat them like air, you are silently telling them, your power here has expired. Be careful, though. Many of you will fail right here. You will pretend to be cold while secretly checking your phone under the table, waiting for their reaction to your silence. Do not do that. That is fake. Real power isn't in the performance they can see. Real power is in what you do when they are no longer part of your world. And that leads us directly to habit 2. Habit 2. Build a new life. You must thrive without them. Now that they are gone, the stage is empty. And this is the moment when real, sickening regret begins to grow inside them. While they are out there imagining you curled up at home, miserable, broken, watching sad movies in the dark. You are going to do the exact opposite. You need to ruthlessly upgrade your circle. Meet new people, better people. People with ambition, positivity, and mutual respect. People who laugh loudly with you, not at you. People who support the future you are building, not stick you in the past. Go to new places you never went with them. Learn new skills that intimidate you. And most importantly, let your happiness shine authentically. I am not talking about the fake, posed kind of happiness you post on Instagram, hoping they'll see it and get jealous. I'm talking about real joy. The kind that shows up in unfiltered photos where your head is thrown back laughing. The kind that lives in your eyes. This destroys them from the inside out. Picture them secretly checking your page, and trust me, they will check. They expect to find a shrine to their absence. They expect sadness and loneliness. But instead, they find you glowing beside incredible new people. Suddenly, their mind starts screaming questions. Who are these people? Why are they laughing so much? Why does she look better now that I'm gone? Why is he more successful without me holding him back? And here comes the sharpest knife to their ego. They realize they could have been part of that picture. They could have stood beside you in that elevated life. You gave them a VIP ticket, and they threw it in the trash. They see others treating you like a treasure, and it hits them like a ton of bricks. They were the fool who tossed that treasure away. Jealousy mixed with regret is a powerful poison. Every photo of you genuinely smiling, every achievement you post, is another drop of that poison sinking into their mind. You prove a brutal truth to them. They were the obstacle, not the destination. You never needed them to have a beautiful life. You only needed them to leave so something better could finally enter. Habit 3. Control your reactions. Become the stone wall. This is the hardest habit to master, but it is also the most powerful defense you will ever build. Listen to me, someone who has hurt you, especially if they are manipulative or narcissistic, will eventually begin testing the waters again. They cannot handle the silence. They will poke at you. They will post sad, dramatic songs looking for sympathy. They'll upload cozy pictures with someone new just to get under your skin. They might even talk badly about you to mutual friends, hoping the rumors drag you back into the mud with them. They will try every pathetic trick in the book for one single thing: your attention. Habit number 3 is simple, but brutal to execute. Do not react. They try to provoke you into an argument. You don't respond. They try to make you jealous. You don't flinch. They spread rumors. You shrug your shoulders and keep building your empire. This is the Stoic art of ignoring. Epictetus taught us, no one can harm you unless you allow them to disturb you. When you react, you hand them the remote control to your emotions. You press the anger button, they smile. You press the jealousy button, they win. But when you stand like a stone cliff against their crashing waves, they panic. Your indifference becomes psychological torture to a manipulator. They need to see you hurt to validate their own importance. When their actions bounce off you like raindrops hitting granite, they begin spiraling downward. They'll try harder. They'll send that casual text, "Hey, how have you been?" They'll bring up old, sentimental memories. But you remain the same, calm, distant, unmoved. As if they are just a mosquito buzzing near your ear that you can't even be bothered to swat away. The message you send is devastating: you can no longer make me happy. You can no longer make me sad. And you definitely cannot make me angry. You have lost all power here. Realizing they are completely powerless shatters their ego. They don't just lose you physically, they lose the ability to affect your spirit. And that is total defeat. Alright, so you've nailed the first 3 habits. You're already 70% of the way to winning this whole battle. But this last 30%, this is what separates someone who is just pretending to be strong from someone who is truly operating on another level. There's one final, deadly trap, and it's sitting right on the tip of your tongue. This next habit is the line between a wounded child and a sovereign king or queen. Habit 4, high road silence. No gossip, no long explanations, no revenge campaigns. I know, this sounds insane in today's call-out culture where everyone wants to expose everyone, but trust me. This is the secret weapon of the Stoic mind. When people ask you what happened, when they ask about the person who betrayed you, you don't trash them. You don't call them names. You don't list every terrible thing they did to get sympathy points. You absolutely do not perform the role of the victim. Instead, you look them right in the eye and say one simple, calm, razor-sharp sentence: things didn't work out. I'm focused on better things now. And that's it. You change the subject. Why do this? Why not destroy their reputation just to feel better for a moment? Because silence is class, and class is permanent. The person who hurt you is expecting a mud fight. They want you to scream, to accuse, to expose them. And why? Because the second you do, they get to turn around and tell the world, see, look how crazy they are. Look how dramatic. I'm lucky I got out. Your anger becomes their excuse. Your pain becomes their shield. But when you choose the high road, you rip that shield away. Just picture this: a mutual friend goes back to your ex and says, "Hey, I saw them today. They didn't say a single bad thing about you. They just said they've moved on and wished you the best." That sentence will hit them like a truck. It forces them to face themselves, without the distraction of your anger. They're left all alone in a quiet room with their own guilty conscience. And suddenly they'll start to wonder, I treated them terribly. But they still protected my dignity. They're still being gracious, still respectful. Your dignity exposes their lack of it. Your class highlights their smallness. Your calm shows the world exactly who the better person always was. You don't have to say you won. Your behavior says it for you. Never, ever lower yourself to the level of someone who hurt you. Stand above it all, in the clean air, where your silence thunders louder than any retaliation ever could. And now, here it is. The final piece. The most difficult, yet the most liberating habit of a truly free soul. Habit 5: Silent forgiveness. Deep inside your heart, quietly, privately, you must forgive them. Wait. Don't click away. Just hear me out. You don't forgive them because they deserve it. They might never deserve it. And you definitely don't forgive them because they apologized. They will probably never apologize. You forgive them for you. Stoicism teaches that holding onto anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. As long as you hate them, you are tied to them with an invisible chain. And the chains of resentment are heavier and stronger than the chains of love ever were. If you hate them, they still control your sleep. They still ruin your meals. They still pop into your head while you're in the shower. Cut the chain. Let it go. Like releasing a helium balloon into the sky, just watch it float away until it disappears. But here is the most crucial, non-negotiable part of this habit: never, ever tell them you forgave them. Do not send them a text that says "I forgive you." Do not meet up for some peaceful closure coffee. No, you forgive silently, inside yourself, and you move on completely. Why keep it a secret? Because that is the highest form of freedom. When you forgive in silence, you reclaim every single ounce of energy you were leaking in their direction. The pain no longer wakes you up. The bitterness no longer ruins your good days. You become light, and burdened, and free. And trust me, energy doesn't lie. They will feel this shift, even without seeing you. They will sense that the cord has been cut. When they hear about you, or see you from a distance, they'll sense something terrifyingly different. You're not carrying the weight of the past anymore. You're glowing with peace, and that terrifies them more than your anger ever could. Because it means you didn't just move on, you transcended them. You didn't just heal halfway, you were done, completely. They'll realize they can't apologize their way back in. They can't fix it. They can't undo it. You processed that emotional data, learned the lesson, and deleted the file forever. That's when the deepest, most permanent regret seeps into their bones. They realize they hurt someone pure enough to forgive them, and now they can never have access to that light again. You have flown too high for them to reach. Your silent forgiveness is a gift to yourself, but it becomes the greatest loss of their life. So look closely at what we've talked about today. Our path isn't about petty revenge. It's the path of rebirth. These 5 silent habits were never really about making someone regret losing you. That regret is just a side effect. Their real purpose is much greater. They are designed to help you return to yourself. When you treat them like a stranger, you honor your present peace. When you build a new life, you honor your future potential. When you refuse to react to their games, you honor your emotional stability. When you choose high-road silence, you honor your dignity. And when you forgive silently, you free your immortal soul. Stop wasting even one more second thinking about how to make them hurt. The sweetest revenge is realizing, when you finally look back months from now, that they no longer matter at all. You have already won. Not because you defeated them, but because you rose far beyond them. If you are ready to release the past and step into the brightest, strongest era of your life, I want you to make a declaration. Leave a comment below with 2 simple words: I choose myself. Stay stoic, stay strong, and never let them see you bleed.